Hi y'all, Danny and Ma here, and it's time for another cooking vlog. So step inside our tiny kitchen and let's make some stuffed shells. First thing that we're going to want to go ahead and do is gather our ingredients, which is the jumbo shells, the hamburger meat, spaghetti sauce, shredded cheese, garlic salt, and onion powder. And we already have the water on. Have the water, and we are starting to brown our meat as well. I'm getting that ready. So the first step is that you're going to want to do is brown the meat, and you're going to go ahead and start boiling that water. When you're browning the meat, make sure that you do put all your spices in that you want. Doesn't matter what ones we use. We're using the garlic powder and the onion powder. And that loveliness. All right, now that we have gotten the hamburger meat and it is browned, we are going to want to go ahead and drain that out.
Mimi, did your mama want you in here?
Make sure it's all drained out. Get all that nice and all that fat out of it. Now that the water is boiling, we are going to go ahead and have our shells put in for about 3 to 5 minutes. You don't want to cook them all the way. You just want to cook them to where you can actually manipulate the shell. Now, the meat sauce that we're using is the Myers meat flavored sauce. That's the one we always go to. And like we said, we are trying to be conscious on what we spend. So it is budget friendly. And then that's going to go right into our sauce, our meat. And it'll be a meat sauce for the shells. And there is a secret. We always make sure we put just a tiny bit of water in it to get the rest of the stuff in the jar. So that way we're not wasting anything. To me, I usually say the more saucier the better, but it's to each your own, however you like to make it. Also, some of these you can make just with the meat. You can make stuffed shells also with just cheese. So it's really what you desire type. I like to have it with the meat. So the noodles are now done. We're just going ahead and we are finishing up with the meat, and then we will be able to go ahead and assemble the stuffed shells. And there's our lovely meat right there. So with the meat and everything, we're now going to let it simmer for about 5-10ish minutes. Just enough to get the juices in the meat and everything. Alright, So now the noodles are done, we're going to go ahead and empty out that water, get that all set. And do recommend that you do a little bit of cold water in it as well, so that way you're not burning your fingers. We are using a standard 9 by 12 pan, and then we're using a little baking dish as well for the stuffed shells. And then we will go ahead and we will show you how we fill them up. And then we will show you the final product before we put it in the oven. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our 9 by 12 pan and we're going to put meat sauce in it and the shells and stuff them. All right, so we got all of our shells in. And we're putting extra sauce in it as well, so that way it soaks up on the bottom. And now is the fun cheese. You'll put cheese in each one first. And then you're going to put the meat in it, and then we're going to put more cheese on it. So it's going to be a very cheesy recipe. All right, we do now have the cheese inside of each shell. Here's how it looks so far. And then here is our meat sauce that we are going to be stuffing the shells with now. It's easier to do that with a spoon. I would say just a regular spoon. Don't try to do anything fancy with a big spoon or it's not going to work out for you. And you just open them up and stuff that meat inside. It's already looking pretty good. In this pan we did 6, 12, 24 shells fit in a 9 by 12 pan. Now once we have that all done and the meat is in it, we're going to go ahead and put more sauce on it. And we're going to go ahead and put the cheese on it as well. And like I said, the saucier the better, at least for me, I always say. But we also got to get that cheese on. That cheese makes it, for some reason, I always go ahead and use the Colby Jack. It's the mixed shredded Colby Jack. Cheese it. It has been cheesified. This looks like after that's all done, so you can't see the shells at all, but they are there. They're stuffed and they have all the cheese on it. Now we're going to put it in the oven and bake it at 350 degrees, and we're going to do that for about 5 to 10 minutes, or at least until the cheese is all melty and bubbly. Go ahead. All right, now it looks we're gonna look at it, check it out, and see if it is done. Now this is considered like a spaghetti type of a meal, so you can have like breadsticks with it, salad, um, corn, whatever you want with it. And that is what it looks like. Stuffed shells a la mode.